Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Round Table Talk, and I'm your host, C Money. And this is another episode. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about various topics. That's you know, current events that's going around, and various topics we're going to talk about. Don't forget to click and subscribe to our channel, to our YouTube channel, so you can get notifications and hit the notifications button to know when our next video episode is coming up, to watch previous episodes, and um, to get notifications on future episodes. You can also email us roundtable00 at yahoo.com. Excuse me, let's get into it. There's a couple of topics I want to talk about. First off, I want to talk about, if you're from Florida, you know this topic very well. It's going around now. They passed a law. They passed the "Don't Say Gay" law in Florida, which is, if you're from Florida, you know. If you're not, I'm going to explain to you what it is. The "Don't Say Gay" law is, you cannot say the word "gay" in public schools. Mainly, they're trying to do away with it with little kids in elementary schools, which is primary schools as well. They're trying to do away with it, and they don't want people saying the word "gay." Now, I'm going to start off with my opinion on that, because I'm not going to stay too long on this topic. We have other topics. First off, what other word can you say other than gay and homosexual? What you're going to say, a homosexual man? Gay is the most common word to say. The offensive way of saying gay would be a punk, faggot, sissy, or anything of that nature. You know, to the gay population, I'm quite sure punk, faggot, and sissy is common. But to them, words coming from a straight man would be very insulting. So now you're saying that saying the word gay is insulting in the homosexual LGBTQ community. I mean, to me, I feel like, why would you ban the word? And it is a word that means, there's two meanings of the word. Of course, the main meaning of the word, one of the meanings is mean happy, but a lot of people don't use that as that phrase, because you say, oh, you're so you're so gay. They can mean, oh, you're a man that loves other man. But a lot of people back in the day, they used to use the word gay as happy, but now, using that word can mean other things. But I look at it as if, why is it, um, you know, what's the purpose of you having a word that you can't say it? The state of Florida has been. I kind of get what they're doing, but I don't get what they're doing, because they're trying to get away from it from being taught in public schools and stuff like that. But I'm like, you realize that homosexuality is not something you choose. It is something that is brought in and you get a feeling to. It's not one day you wake up and you got with it. A lot of people, I did in previous episodes, a lot of people, I've told you this, most, a percentage of people who become homosexual men or lesbian women are people who has been um, molested by family members or by friends or by unknown personnel that has molested or been raped, and it sticks with them throughout it. Because I've heard stories from people that say, as a young child, I was molested by my uncle, or I was molested by this man, and stuff like that. So now it comes down to it, where, how do you know how do you go about this? And it's a real serious issue with them doing away with the word. And I mean, I know you're not trying to teach kids in elementary school about the word, and trying to teach them about it, and you want them to have better understanding and not teach that in schools, yeah. But now it's coming down to the point where, okay, we need to know what can we do to. My thing is, not you need to not tell kids about it, because one out of every 5 kids is going to be a homosexual male or a heterosexual woman. So you can't stop that from becoming a thing, because a lot of these kids out here, they're coming out in the early age, and I've said this in previous episodes that now in the new millennium time. Remember back in the day, in the 80s and the 90s, it was hard for a homosexual man to come out, because back then they frowned upon homosexuality, and a lot of people, oh, you're gay, you get kicked out. Oh, you're gay, you gotta leave the house. Oh, you gay, you can't do this or can't do that. And I used to hear a lot of stories how people used to say, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that because I'm gay, and or I can't go nowhere because I'm gay, or my parents find out I'm gay, so I can't do um, what I want to do. I was, watching an episode of Bob Hart's Abishola, which is a TV show that I like to watch. If you never heard of this show, hear it. And they was doing an episode this past Monday on, Nigeria, because the show is about a Nigerian woman who dates a Caucasian man, and one of her relatives turned out to be a lesbian woman, and they say in Nigeria, that's a form of hate where, they cut you off and they don't allow homosexuality or lesbianism in the Nigerian community. Now, I don't know how true that is in real life, because that's just the acting television show. But I know, like in Jamaica and stuff, once they find out you gay, that's like the most hated crime out there. They'll kill you and all that stuff. So, but you can't do away with not teaching. I rather, for me, is to teach young people, as they get older. You mean like when you get into middle school and high school, you need to have some clarification about, homosexuality and lesbianism. Not actually teach it, but to get an understanding of it. I'm not saying, oh, you're going to teach them how a man likes to suck another man's, genitals, and a woman likes to, kiss another woman. You're not saying that stuff. It's just the understanding of there are people, that get together that may have feelings for that same, have an understanding. Just like in health class, they teach you about, the body, the system, and all that, and they teach you, some health classes teach you about sex and all that. So it should be able to where they should have an understanding of, I believe homosexuality, it shouldn't be taught in schools, but have an understanding of it and the life of it, because there are a lot of hate crimes out here, and that's my next topic I want to talk about. It's a lot of hate crimes out here, and if you were to understand it more in schools and get more understanding of it through as a young person, maybe a lot of these hate crimes would not exist. Maybe a lot of these, existing, saying things about people, because every job, even my job, including my job, every job has at least 1 to 2 lesbian women or homosexual men. From Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Macy's, J.C. Penney, wherever you go, Winn-Dixie Publix. Regardless if they're fully out as a homosexual or lesbian person, or they're in the closet, there's somebody in every workplace that have sexual relations with the same sex. They may not be publicly out with it because of the bashing and the hate crimes, and they may not, put themselves out there, but because of that reason. It was a guy who used to work at my job many years ago, and it was another guy who worked there that was a homosexual male, and the other guy was like, man, get away from me, man. They used to always say, I don't want to be around you and stuff like that. And a lot of people used to always say, somebody who thinks like that is closeted homosexual. Meaning, them people that say, man, get away from me, man, you gay, man, I don't mess around with gay people, man, I don't like to be around gay people. And you do that constantly because you feel that you hate gay people. Most people, there is the saying that people who do that in their mind is closeted gay, meaning that they are doing that to hide their sexuality. You know, I'm not saying that everybody do it, because I know in certain cities and certain countries and in certain, you know, areas, you know, there's a lot of, you know, down here in South Florida, at one point, they didn't like homosexuality. The only place that people could be themselves freely is if you go to South Beach, because South Beach is also known as Gay Beach. And also in South Florida, there's a neighborhood that's targeting for homosexuals, which is Woodson Manors. They have gay clubs. You know, a lot of homosexuals live in that area. That's in Fort Lauderdale, of course. Um, so, but then when the millennium came, the 2000s came and stuff, a lot of people started branching out, because South Beach was known as Gay Beach, you know, where the gay people used to go hang at and the clubs and stuff. Now everybody goes out. You know, you couldn't walk in the hood like Liberty City or Overtown or any hood. You know, you couldn't walk in the hood and walking down the street with a hair and wig, and you know, walk around down the street with your booty shaking. You couldn't do that back in the 80s and 90s, because people look at you, oh, you gay, get the, get off my block. And now, you know, it's more comfortable, but it's not. It's more acceptable, I should say, but it's not too acceptable. Meaning that they accept the fact that, okay, you're here, but they're not accepting the fact, oh, you're gay, you're gay. You're just more of, I don't like gay people, but I'll accept you. You know. And my thing is, in schools, what do you think about this law? Do you think that this law, you like the way that this law that they approved, or this bill that law that they passed, that you can't say gay, or you don't like it? To me, I don't like it, because now the only other word you can say is homosexual, because you can't call a child or anybody a punk, faggot, or sissy, because to me that is, uh, I wouldn't say hate crime, but it is a nasty word to say to anybody. If you go over there and say, look at that punk over there. Ooh, you're a punk, you're a sissy, you're a faggot. You know, to me that is rude, and that is disrespectful to anybody. It doesn't matter if you're in the straight world or gay world. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel that there needs to be, not in the early, not as the, preferably they're trying to do away with it with the young kids in elementary, you know, the 5, 6, 7, 8 year olds, you know, they're trying to get away with it when the young people saying it. But my thing is, I get what you're saying, because you don't want these kids to be learning stuff like that at an early age. But if you teach the kids at a young age, like they say, teach them when they're young, so when they get older, they'll learn and grow. You know, they're saying, I know it's a saying similar to that, but if you teach them in middle school or high school, because high school is where you get health class, if you start teaching them at an early age about homosexuality, like I said, you don't have to teach them, oh, how, you know what I'm saying, homosexuality and lesbian works, but teach them, you know, that in this world today, you now have men that sleep, that likes to, you know, date other men, and women that like to stay, and teach them the meaning behind it, and teach them some understanding of it. Why does it happen? What is the purpose of it? You know, teach them the understanding, so when they go up, you know, a lot of these kids now get their learnings and lessons from the street, you know, because their parents don't like to talk about it, and they don't teach about it in school, you know. Just like they say, a lot of these girls who are prostitutes and who go out here and sleep with other men, because they don't get the love and the comfort and yeah, the love that they get at home, or they don't get the comfort at home, they go find it in the streets from somebody else, you know, and that's what makes them do what they do. I want to know what y'all think about this law. The next topic I want to talk about, of course, is hate crimes. Um, and to me, this is always goes back to what I was saying, that hate crimes, if you don't know what meaning of hate crimes is more of straight men and women who likes to target it homosexual and lesbian women, meaning they'll come at you because you're gay, they'll hit you, they'll rob you or kill you or anything of that nature, just because of your sexuality. And it's been going on for years, and now it's getting more out of hand, because a lot of people feel as if it's wrong. You gotta realize something. And then and let me clarify this with a lot of people. And most of y'all may think I'm right, man, I'm wrong, but I'm gonna clarify. Being a homosexual male or lesbian woman is no better than being an adulterer, a robber, or stealer. Because one of my friends put me onto this, and I've always lived by this. There is no sin that is greater than the other. All sins are equal. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not create adultery, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. It's in the Ten Commandments. There is no sin that is greater than the other. Then people put, just like in Jamaica, I was telling you, and I've said this in previous episodes, they feel the highest sin, the highest crime is being a homosexual in Jamaica. And the second highest crime is child molestation, because a lot of men become gay because they have been molested as a young child. You can't put that as the highest crime. I don't put killing somebody as the highest crime. I don't put being gay as it's the more highest crime than killing somebody. Oh, you can kill somebody, but you better not be gay. What type is that? And a lot of people put that, because they feel that gay is, as you say, oh, you're going to hell. You're going to hell if you rob a store. You're going to hell if you kill somebody. You're going to hell if you do anything that God feels is not right. So don't look at it as if, oh, gayness is the highest sin out there. No. If you read the Bible, and I say this all the time, and I tell a lot of people this, if you read and live by the Bible, you cannot live in this world, because the Bible will have you thinking every and anything that you do, because it says you can't eat fish and all this pork and all this other stuff. You can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't do this, you can't do that. You won't be able to live in this world. You can't have sex until you're married. You can't do this, you can't do that. So you can't put that. And then a lot of people feel that homosexuality is a sin, and then a lot of people use it as a hate crime. I was just watching the news earlier before I did this show, and it was this episode, and it was said that a man targeted another man who was walking his dog, and he walked up to him and said, "Are you gay?" and just punched him in the face. It made me realize, and this was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this topic, and I'm like, hate crimes still exist. And I'm like, you have to realize one thing. It doesn't matter where you go, there is a gay person everywhere. You're going to walk into a Burger King, or McDonald's, a TGI Fridays, a Denny's, a Chili's, a Ross, a TJ Maxx, a Macy's, a school, a mall, wherever you go, there is at least one person in there that is a homosexual. They may not talk in a feminine way, they may not dress in a feminine way, but they do homosexual tendencies or homosexual acts, meaning they may sleep with other men, they may be women that sleep with women. They may not show it, but they may act upon it in privacy. So you can't sit up and, oh man, I don't like it. And it needs, to be where it has to be an understanding of, you can't, hate crimes is never going to go, because every day somebody is being targeted for being a homosexual or lesbian. And hate crimes is not just about being gay and being. Hate crimes is, hate crime can be racist too. Oh, you're black, that's a hate crime, but they call that racist. But mostly hate crimes is for you being gay in America, and they already, there's a documentary that I seen a while back, and it was talking about, you have a triple threat. You're a black man, you're black, you're a man, and you're gay. Triple threat. And for a lot of people, it's hard, because even though nobody cannot hire you because of your discrimination, because of your sexuality, I honestly believe, that there should be a law that if you choose to live your life like a trans man or trans woman, that you should be able to be hired the way you live your life, regardless of if you're If your ID says Robert, but you coming in here looking like Roberta, you know, if you was born Charlie, but now you coming in here looking like Charlene, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, you know. But there are people out there that's gonna hate, and that's the thing that gets me about it. Hate crime happens, and there isn't nothing that America can do about it. You can't even much pass a law about hate crimes, even if you did have a law, because there are going to be people out there that are going to be bashing homosexuals and lesbian women and men out there forever. That's another one of these things like racism. Racism still is going to still exist because you still have the KKK still exists. It may not be as big as it was back in the 60s and the 70s, but the KKK still exists. You know, you got a lot of organizations that, you know, don't support African American. You know, hate crime still exists. You know, got a lot of these things that still exist, and you're never going to get rid of hate crimes. And to me, you know, I feel as if, what do we do as a community? That's the same thing when I was saying about the can't can't say gay in public schools. Now people are gonna be walking around. Oh, you can't say gay in public. You can't say this. You can't say that. So I look at it as if, what is it can we do? And that's why I say, if you start teaching these kids at a younger age, because as you go up, you know, and I had that same mindset. Ooh, homosexuality is a sin. Homosexuality is bad. Homosexuality, you can't be gay, you can't be lesbian, you can't do this. But as I grew up and started doing my research into stuff, and people started telling me there is no sin greater than the other, they will have you believing that being gay or being a lesbian woman is more of a crime, and you're going to hear more than if you was just to kill somebody. No, killing somebody is just the same as being gay. You took away a life. This life is just having relations with the same sex. This right here is killing somebody's life. You're not taking away nobody's life by being a lesbian woman or a gay man, but you're taking somebody's life by killing somebody. So you mean just by having sex with the same sex is worse than killing somebody? So, and to me, that's another form of hate crime, because everybody comes out to believe, oh, being gay is the highest sin out there. No, it is not. You know, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you start teaching these kids in school more better, you know, because some of these kids will go up to thinking, oh, homosexuality, it's bad. It's bad. I can't be gay because my mom said I'll go to hell. No, I would say I can't be gay, or I can't rob nobody, or I can't kill nobody, or I can't do anything because it's a sin and I can go to hell. I'm just not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna be gay. I can't be gay, so I can't be gay because I go to hell. No, you can't rob nobody. You're gonna go to hell. You can't be gay. You're gonna go to hell. You can't have sex before marriage. You're gonna go to hell. You can't create adultery. You're gonna go to hell. You can't do a lot of stuff. Like I said, if you live by that Bible, you're not gonna be able to, you know, to live in this world, because you can't eat certain things. You can't do certain things. And then they make it believe that being a homosexual or lesbian woman is the most hate crime. Why do a lot of women become gay? And I had a friend back in high school that was a female, and she became a lesbian. And she told me, and it made sense. A lot of lesbian women become gay because they become lesbians because they say a lot of men do them wrong, and you know they sick and tired of men, and they go to being lesbians. A lot of men, a percentage of men become gay because they've been molested as little kids, and you know it sticks with them. I want to know what y'all think about that. You know, do you think there is a way to stop hate crimes? Do you think there is a way that we can prevent things like this from happening? My opinion, you can't prevent it from happening, because you could be walking down the street and somebody can just, and then out of nowhere, that's a hate crime. Just like the guy what I was telling you earlier. I was watching the news. He was just walking his dog, and a guy came up to him and said, "Are you gay?" and just punched him in the face out of nowhere. He was caught off guard. So you can't stop the hate crime. It's just that there needs to be more done about it. Meaning the punishment for being a hate crime should be more than usual. And I think that's what it should be, because it's more of, issue with everything. So I want to know what y'all think about that. Also, what do you think about that the having the gay word removed from schools? I don't think it should be removed, because there's only two words that you can say that fits comfortably with that. Either you say gay or homosexual. You can't say punk, faggot, or sissy. Those are, to me, those are disrespectful words. And I want to know what y'all think about that. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. Also comment at the bottom of this page and let me know, because I really want to discuss this topic, because it was a bill that got passed into law through Governor Ron DeSantis, who was our governor of the state of Florida. And I just want to know, how do y'all feel about that? And not only that, how do y'all feel about the hate crimes? Because I was watching the news and I said, hey, I'm gonna put this part of the show, because I wanted to do the show about the no gay law in the state of Florida. If you're from another state, do they have a no gay law? Is there any other states that are going by this or anything? Let me know. Email us roundtable00@yahoo.com. Don't forget to comment at the bottom of this page. Let me know what you think about this, because really, this to me, it's like you're telling them that they don't want to teach homosexuality in public schools, which I kind of get it, because you don't want to teach kids about being gay. But in the long run, you don't want the kids to find out about being a homosexual the wrong way. Kids going out there, doing things they shouldn't be doing, or they going out there and they see a man touching on them, or a woman touching on them in an appropriate way, and they don't know what to do and stuff. You gotta realize these things. If you get taught at a young age, just like these kids get taught to never go with strangers. A stranger comes by, you walking home from school, and the stranger go get in. Remotely, your parents tell you, never get into a car with a stranger you don't know. The same thing should be with that. You see somebody trying to do something to you in an inappropriate way, hey, this is a sign of somebody trying to, rape me, or homosexuality, or whatever. I learned this in school. So my thing is, it should be taught, but not in elementary school, but more towards the high school area. It should have an understanding around, especially in the health class, understanding of homosexuality. Now, some of you may think that I'm wrong for saying this, and some of you may think that that should be taught. And I'm not saying that it should be taught fully, but it should have an understanding of it. About, okay, let's talk about, because you're talking about in health class, and most health class in high school, they talk about, the reproduction, or how a man and a woman reproduces and have kids and stuff like that. So why not talk about, a new modern day health system where people who dress up like women, women who dress up like men, FTM, which is female to male, or male to female, MTF, or whatever, because that's the new thing now. So now you got to look at it as if, how do we get this into press time, and how do we get into stuff like this? You need to start teaching these people at an early age. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. I want to know how you feel about both of these topics. Do you think that it's good? Do you think that it's bad? Do you have a negative opinion? Do you have a positive opinion? I want to know what's your comment on that. You can also comment at the bottom of this page as well. And don't forget to check out our previous episodes. And then, like I said, click and subscribe to get notifications on our so you can get a notification on when we upload more videos. This is the Round Table Talk. I'm your host, C Money. I thank you for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Have a nice day.